Classic League Podcast time! Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 293 of the Classic League Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin joining me tonight. Dustin, what's going on, man?
I'm chock full of cheeseburgers.
How many did you eat?
2, but they had 2 patties on both of them.
Oh, wow. Are you on like a big protein kick or something? You've been lifting a lot.
I skipped lunch at work because I was so busy.
Okay.
I had like a protein shake for lunch. That was it. And I skipped breakfast because, I don't know, I never eat breakfast anyway. I have my coffee because I'm a man. And then
I do add a little bit of. Have you tried adding MCT oil to your coffee?
I've not. I've done coconut oil.
Okay, yeah, it's the same principle. Like,
yeah,
your liver just. I've been told. I'm not a doctor. I don't know, but in theory, your liver like metabolizes it like super easily and turns it into energy that lasts a little longer than like ripping through carbohydrates or whatever.
And it's good for your brain.
Oh, well, there you go. So. I'm coffee and that in the morning as well. I'm not a breakfast eater. I'm never hungry in the morning.
Same. Yeah.
Even if I went to bed hungry, I wake up not hungry.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so, you were just famished. You were just like,
yeah.
Local place, fast food, anything that I'd recognize?
It's a place called Culver's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you had 2 double burgers at Culver's?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. That's like a week's worth of calories. What?
And a thing of fries.
Hell, you are a man. You weren't kidding. The Culver's is good. I mean, as fast food goes, it's about as tasty as it can get.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made it down.
Real food.
That's a good way to put it. I didn't know that it made it down from Wisconsin all the way to Tennessee. That's cool.
Yeah.
We have one relatively new to where I live here in Ohio. So a good deal, man. Nothing exciting. I've got a golf outing. I'm hoping that the weather allows to happen on Saturday, and that's about it. I did go to I went to a co-ed wedding shower.
Okay.
All right. I'm like really ethically opposed to this. But anyways, my buddy, a couple of the guys that play D&D with him chipped in and got him a Switch for his wedding shower.
Sweet.
I was like, yeah. And he loves video games. So I'm like super happy for him that he finally got a Switch. Yeah. I'm like, I was thinking the other day, for me personally, I think that the Switch has won this generation.
It's so good.
I love so many games I have on that thing.
Yeah.
It's
you
awesome.
Play them on your TV. It looks awesome. You can take them with you.
And they're good. They're good. Like, it's crazy. I could sit here. I feel like I could talk for a minute and a half of just listing game titles that I enjoyed playing on the Switch. It's just awesome. It's super fun. So, yeah, I was really happy for him, even though I think that wedding showers are, especially when you're in your 30s, you're just extorting your friends at that point. I love him, so and I said that to him, so that's why I'm willing to say it on the podcast. So, yeah, well, this is a video game podcast, so we are going to talk about video games, mostly news, then we'll get into kind of what we've been playing, but because an actor that is super popular that Dustin and I like now, we had to carve out our own segment to start the show called Keanews and Dustin. So our boy Keanu Reeves just keeps showing up. Also, I'm starting to hear a lot of people echo what I've said. So there's been other Keanu champions out there that have... I'm like,
closet yes. Keanu fans.
No, I believe these guys that have said, I loved him back in the day. I would tell people that I'm a fan. So
okay.
There's other people saying it publicly that they've always been fans, but I believe the people saying it. So, kudos.
I saw somebody on Twitter mention Constantine.
Awesome movie.
That movie was great. Yeah.
I love it. Devil's Advocate was even decent. Like, he did so many movies I like. So, anyways, first up with Keanews, what do we have going on?
So the headline says something to the effect of there's going to be a Matrix 4 directed by the Wachowskis, and it will star Keanu Reeves. But if you read the article, it says there may be a Matrix 4, and it may be directed by the Wachowskis, and it
might have Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. So I was a little thrown off after I started to actually read the article, but it's Keanu's, and I couldn't pass it up. So
yeah.
There may be a Matrix 4 featuring Keanu Reeves.
I would gladly go watch a Matrix 4.
Mm-hmm. That would even be cool if he was like the new Oracle. Like,
yeah, they could go...
Neo.
Dude, yeah, go something super weird. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Maybe he doesn't even play anything related to Neo. He just does a voice of God or something like that.
And he's John Wick in the Matrix.
Yes. Yeah, it would be super fun to see them go back and I don't know, try to tell a new story around that stuff. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Carrie-Anne Moss would be super fun to have back. Obviously, he and
Lawrence
Fishburne have rekindled their love. So, yeah. I'm down for sure. So, also, you found another piece of John Wick news, and this looks like a game. I'll be terrible at this. Looks great though.
Yeah, it's a John Wick game is coming out. It's not what you would think. It's not like a Max Payne game. It's actually one of those hex games. I think it might be something that you could compare to like the Hitman Go or the Tomb Raider Go games.
Yeah, kind of those tactical planar strategy out. I think this might Frozen Synapse from Paul Taylor at Mode 7 Games. Frozen Synapse 1 and 2. Synapse, I don't know. Depends wherever. Kind of like that. So there's a deep strategy to it.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes absolute sense. If you're not going to do Super Hot John Wick, do this.
Yes. Well, you should do Super Hot John Wick too.
It'd be a little more difficult to pull off because he's not a superhero like that.
Yeah.
But if you had like Super Hot make a melee combat game,
yeah,
I think you could pull that off. That'd be super great. Yeah, I mean, so the art style looks good in the trailer that I saw. It looked like it had some. We got a guest.
that was thunder.
Oh yeah, I've got my door open too, so we might be getting thunder here as well. I heard a dog barking earlier. I apologize, listeners. Trying to save on that air conditioning money. It's nice out. Leave the windows open. Yeah, art style look cool. It's like kind of like cell shaded, and they clearly did a lot of direct modeling from him because he even points the gun and holds the gun the way he does in the movie with that like down. Maybe that's the proper way to hold a handgun. I don't know. You would know. Is that a proper, or is that more Hollywood?
It is a proper method. It's not necessarily the proper method. It's what he does is something called center axis relock.
Okay. So
it's a method of using a firearm where you're kind of prepared for CQC.
What is that like? Close combat? Okay. Close quarter combat. Oh, I'd have got there eventually.
But if you notice in the first movie, he actually punches his gun all the way out. He doesn't do the 45-degree cant.
Cool.
That's something he adopted in the second one.
Nice. The details. Super fun. Are you any good at these? Could you play a game like this?
I'll definitely pick it up and try it out. I don't know if I'll be any good at it, but
it'll be pretty hard, especially if it sounds like the guy that's like the concierge at the
hotel.
The hotel, whatever the begins with a C, right?
The Continental.
It sounds like that voice actor's there, or they got a damn good like replacement. So if he's voice acting in it, Keanu Reeves is starting to be one of the, he actually is getting me to consider getting Cyberpunk at launch when I was nowhere close to being interested in that.
Yeah, dude.
So he's like got me interested in maybe picking up a hex game that I know I'll be bad at. But if the voice acting is there and there's a fun story behind it, that might. I just need to put it on easy mode and give it a go.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Thomas Was Alone? Because it's by Mike Bithell, the guy that did Thomas Was Alone, which was
I didn't.
It's an interesting game. It's very emotional, even though it's like a little block. I would highly recommend it. You can get it cheap. You probably already have it. It's been in Humble Bundles, so it's neat to see an indie guy like that who started himself, built this career, is now getting access to a license of a great game or a great franchise. And he's a really talented person that's really creative. So I'm excited that John Wick is not getting, sucked into EA or something like that, where it just goes to that. Like somebody that's probably going to care is going to try to make a John Wick game. So I'm happy to see this. Very fun. So, okay, cool. I guess let's get into more news. The first thing, did you say normal news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The less fun kind.
We'll get through this quickly for everybody. It'll be less painful. Maybe we got to stop opening with Keanews. And
we should just open up and read Keanu Reeves' Wikipedia article every podcast.
We'd get a lot of view time.
Yeah.
Every week people just want to hear it over and over. So the first thing we want to talk about though is it looks like the new Xbox Scarlett is going to. Is this fully backwards compatible?
Yes. What they said is they want to. They want to be able.
Storm.
Yes, it's storming balls outside right now. If I suddenly go away, it's because my power's out, or I'm dead. One or the other. Maybe both. So they want Scarlett to be able to play every Xbox One game and every Xbox 360 game and Xbox original that you can play on Xbox One.
Okay, so it's not going to open the entire floodgates, but everything that's compatible with the current generation will remain compatible. Yeah, I was watching, and if you've never seen Giant Bomb interview Phil Spencer at E3, you have to watch those videos. It is Jeff Gerstmann is a very good interviewer and asks difficult questions, but he's not a dick about it. He just gets a good conversation going, and Phil Spencer is not shy to tell what's on his mind.
Cool.
He is very. He sounds like a guy that would, I don't know, be on a podcast talking about what he wants a game company to do, except it's a guy that can make those decisions. He talks about the importance of cross compatibility, and then you see what he does, and clearly they have a big goal with that. And I watched him, so I'm wondering if this is a quote from that interview, because he did say with Jeff Gerstmann that he wants to respect purchases is how they're handling it. So if you've bought software, they want you to remain having access to that software.
That's cool.
I know you don't buy it because it's not physical, but it's nice to hear a talking head get out there. Or he's not a talking head, really, because he's not like a news guy, but you know what I mean? Like a big wig or whatever, a suit, actually out there saying it publicly, and it's not something that they're considering. It really, they're being held accountable because it's a public goal, you know?
Yeah. And Ori's digital only, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that there will be, as far as I know, that there haven't been any releases. There's rumors about Switch. Maybe there might be a Switch release, but as far as I know, it's just digital for PC and Xbox.
So that'd be great. If you have an Xbox One and you bought Ori and you buy Scarlett, then you're good.
You continue to be good.
Yeah.
It was really fun when I purchased this Xbox One. I have a 1S, and the amount of games that populated that were my old previous purchases was already really impressive. There were a lot of indie games I hadn't played in a while. Awesome. Yeah, folks, that we may just have like a random. It's off. So who knows? But like Missplosion Man, for example, or Alien Hominid and Castle Crashers, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was some. It's cool to see that's still a goal. So certainly excited about that. Yeah, and again, the last couple of years, just go listen to Phil Spencer talk, because he's actually talked about stuff with those interviews that's eventually come to fruition. Because you can go back long enough and see if some of the stuff he was talking about really is going to be true. So, and what he said this year, he's like, my team's going to be mad at me for even talking about this, because he starts getting into how he would like to see the future, like 5-6 years down the road, which is that's ballsy. So good for him. And he definitely feels pro-consumer and I guess just pro-consumer is the best way to put it. All right, Dustin, you found another cool mod related to the GameCube.
Yeah, I found this through Polygon. YouTuber David Barascheski creates a GameCube Wii combined portable that looks a lot like the Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah, that like clamshell one.
Yeah. And it is like fully functional. You can, the way he had it set up, he had a bunch of ROMs already installed. He started Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes and showed that it worked.
Okay, because I did not watch the video. I just saw the article and the thumbnail. So
yeah, he backs out of that and picks up a Wiimote and starts playing Wii Sports on this little thing.
Yeah, and didn't he build a GameCube into the face? Like a GameCube controller into the face of it? Like,
yeah.
That's so
like
cool.
The bottom portion of the clamshell that you would hold is the GameCube controller.
Yeah. So it works with the Wii. That's awesome. So you can hook up if you want the Wii Pro controller or whatever, if there's some game that's not compatible. So yeah, I mean, you'd be able to play. Would Twilight Princess work on the Wii version with a GameCube controller?
It should.
Oh, okay. What if there's any compatibility issues? Maybe Nintendo thought that through. The only time I played with a GameCube controller on the Wii was playing a GameCube game.
Mm-hmm.
Never really thought about taking advantage of it, like in Mario Kart or other places like that.
Yeah, same. Also, I was across the room because it was a wireless controller.
Well, I had a Wavebird. Did you ever? Is that what you mean? You had a Wavebird?
Yeah. I never had a Wavebird. No.
Wavebirds are awesome. I was lucky you had two of them.
I also picked this because the title, the headline was "Wii and GameCube combined handheld is a childhood dream come true." I was like, I was in my 20s.
Yeah, like I remember, I had actual bills to pay. I had a degree in my hand. Yeah, that'll make you feel old for sure. Oh,
sorry.
Hey, Dustin is fat fingering our show notes. He's gonna make my editing the worst thing in the world.
So, my right mouse click is still broken. I haven't replaced my mouse yet.
Okay.
So I have to be very careful about how I right click stuff.
So, and next up, you're gonna have to fill me in a little bit on this. I've heard some people talking about it, but Mike Pondsmith, who's the creator of the board game Cyberpunk, or the world of Cyberpunk 2020 that Cyberpunk 2077 is based on, he's kind of come out as a big defender of what CD Projekt Red has been doing from a PR standpoint with game advertisements and the world and whatnot. But you're gonna have to fill me in on some of the things that I guess it was why this stood out to you so much, and what this article covers.
Well, it stood out because I actually like his reaction. He has zero fucks to give. Like, he just tells people how it is. He and CD Projekt Red make a good team.
Yeah, it appears to be so.
Just get out. So, of course, right after they showed it, the outrage mob started going. People needed those clicks. And Rock Paper Shotgun, I've seen people refer to it as a hit piece, but they put out an article, and part of it says they expressed discomfort at shooting at predominantly black people labeled as animals, referring to the Animals game in the gameplay demo. And then Mike Pondsmith, he reacted by saying, "If I wasn't heavily involved, I'd be able to get more done. As for the animals, the whole freaking point, in all caps, is that they think of themselves as powerful, dangerous, wild animals. You'd have thought the lady named Sasquatch would have given them a clue." He has gone on to vocalize approval of all the changes that CD Projekt have made. See, CD Projekt has made Voodoo Boys Gang describing 2020 iteration as a scathing commentary on cultural appropriation. Presumably reflects the fact that despite its name and affectations, the game is made up primarily of average white boys, according to Cyberpunk Wiki. So I think people were freaking out because people called the Voodoo Boys were a bunch of white dudes.
Okay.
And that was the point.
So he's like, hey, you're supposed to be. I totally get what he's saying. Also, yeah, he's black too, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's the one saying, you stop telling me how I should be offended as a black man. I heard someone in an interview or a podcast talk about him saying something like that.
Yeah.
It's just, you're right, man. It's so obvious that it's for clicks.
Yeah.
Because only a small amount of people, it gets people like us riled up because it's like, I know you're being disingenuous and that's very frustrating.
Yeah. But I love it because I gave our clicks to PC Gamer, not Rock, Paper, Shotgun.
That's a good point. Yep. PC Gamer has good stuff. Now, when Rock, Paper, Shotgun has other, we've totally linked them plenty of times. They've had great sources and good articles. But
jackasses.
It's sad when they're just like pandering. This comes across as clickbaity stuff. But good for him for standing up for his business partner and his own IP and what he's done. Like, good for him for that.
One of the quotes in this article is, he says, "Who the fuck do you think you are to tell me whether or not my creation was done right or not?"
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the artist. So, very cool. It takes a lot of courage sometimes when you know you're going to get backlash for the art that you're trying to create, even if it's someone that's misunderstanding where you're coming from. So, hats off to anybody out there that puts out content that they know might get misinterpreted or have some backlash, and they press on ahead because they're confident in what they're doing. Even if it's someone I disagree with, I still, you got to support the ability to create art and have your own opinions expressed.
Yeah.
And good for them for being willing to stand up for that. The next thing reminded me, you know how I love Radiohead. The next article that we have reminds me of when Radiohead released Kid A and Amnesiac within like 9 months of each other or whatever. Because they ended up with a double album where they only really released one of them, but they had too many ideas. They had too many songs that they wanted to get out there. But they were also real clever because they split it up into 2 albums so that they could complete their... It appears, I don't know if this is true, but it completed their record deal, I think, with Capitol Records. So then they were able to go independent. Or they had like a 6-record deal or something like that. And if they would have released a double album... It would have just been a single album. So it was smart business-wise to break them up, even though the songs were all done. Breath of the Wild is getting a sequel because they had too many good ideas on what they could do inside of the engine. Based on the article, it sounded like this came from them trying to do DLC, and they just had too many ideas out of the DLC sessions. And
they wanted to change certain things, and they were just like, screw it.
That's very cool.
Just make another one.
Have you watched the trailer at all?
For I've seen the E3 snippet. Yeah, it looks rad.
It does. It looks dark. I gotta get this game finished, man. I think I'm just gonna start over.
Yeah,
I've got 35, 36 hours in. I just gotta chalk it up as a loss and do a new save file.
Yeah, I would get your glider, look up all of the What are the shrines?
Yes, just grind the shrines and then go through the game. It's absolutely what I'm doing. I know you did that.
Mm-hmm.
You were smart. I'm absolutely going to do that.
Because I was like, these breaking weapons are bullshit.
Right, just grind through it. And you know what I did? It's not like this is the way that I'm playing it out of the gate. I got 35 hours of broken weapons and stuff and really liked it, but just kind of fell off. So, I don't think in the article they don't really hint at what some of these changes might be, do they?
Not really.
I didn't. So, are there any that come to mind that you might have your attention?
I'd like to play as Zelda.
Oh.
In the E3 snippet, it looks like Link is the one that gets got.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm wondering if you're going to grab him, at least rescue him at the beginning.
Zelda
would have like some sort of co-op gameplay.
Oh, that would be fun too.
Yeah, not necessarily 2-player, but you play as like you go through puzzles and you're Link at one point, and then you switch over to Zelda and you do different things. Like she's primarily bow and arrow, and he's melee.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be awesome. Or if she's magic or something like that, or whatever the case is. Like I think that would be a lot of fun. They could do some neat stuff with the music as well, because the themes that they give Zelda are always just unbelievable. So
imagine like gameplay ideas like that, but filtered through the genius minds of Nintendo.
Yes, absolutely. And there's a chance that if it's all about they had too many ideas, maybe they'll allow some things that don't make sense narratively, but they're just fun. Kind of the way that Titanfall said whatever, or Titanfall 2. Like, we have all these fun things that we have in this engine and with these capabilities, and they just kind of shoehorned all those fun aspects together in a loose narrative. I wonder if they have gameplay first. Not to say that Breath of the Wild didn't. I think you know what I mean, though, where they don't try a cohesive narrative. They're like, this was fun, so let's have it next to this other thing that was fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Especially if it's a good game, I like the thought process of getting back into an engine and giving us something new out of that engine.
Yeah. Especially if you put in all the time and money to make it.
Yeah, and it gives fans more to play.
Yeah.
Also, it's less risky, so you can be more risky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of they can make the Majora's Mask of
100%.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
You see Far Cry doing that. They always reuse the engine and come out with a budget title. Blood Dragon and the Primal, the one that's like cavemen or whatever. Yeah, very cool. Next up, I guess any other thoughts on that? I kind of hogged the chatter on that.
It's gonna be great. I think. I want them to name it Breath of the Wild 2. Breathe harder.
I know you do. Only one person on Twitter agrees. Hey, if I wasn't on that account too, you'd have 2 likes if that is any consolation.
Yes.
It looks weird when you like your own tweet. So.
Yeah.
Next up, Dustin, you want to roll with the homies?
Yeah. So there was a guy in Japan who got caught with ecstasy shaped like Wario.
Fun.
And that's it. It looks like a multivitamin. Like if you could imagine like Mario Party or Smash Brothers multivitamins.
Yeah, like a Flintstone, but it just looks like Wario. Yeah.
That's what it looks like, except it's ecstasy.
It's ecstasy. Well, it's too bad they don't have a mugshot. Like if he had like a pink or like a maroon mohawk and be like, oh my God, Cyberpunk is here. Of course, they wouldn't call it ecstasy. It'd have some like really ridiculous name. Smaz or something. And then, the final thing that we have to talk about, of course, because we mentioned Elite Dangerous last episode, it makes the news.
Yeah.
Weird. And so the point of the article is that there was a player that went on an 18-week journey across all of space in Elite Dangerous. And it took him that long to do it. There's 130,000 light years of space in Elite Dangerous. And the person that did this is Aurum_32, AURUM_32. And he took a bunch of screenshots through space. And go to his Flickr account and just get some desktops.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing I came away from this article is going, oh my god, I'm never gonna play this game. I am absolutely putting a whole folder of these rotating through my desktop.
They look amazing.
They're gorgeous.
They look like Hubble photos.
Some of them legitimately do, and some of them look super video gamey.
Yeah,
but it's they're beautiful. It's amazing that this stuff is just. Is this just like randomly generated? Is that how this? It has to be, right? So.
You think? You have somebody?
No. There's no way that that they've had enough artists have an 18-week journey of stuff that's got this level of detail. There's no way. There's like Saturn-esque stuff in it. Lots of horizons, things that looks like a pulsar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's ships. Is that him? You think?
I assume.
Or there was like a little rover on some of the planets as well, or whatever objects he's landing. Is that like his rover, or was he driving by and there's other rovers out there? I don't know. I want to believe it's other rovers he encountered.
Yeah.
Not that he's taking selfies. That's a little heartbreaking.
It was just him and Drew.
Yeah, just taking selfies, hanging out. Yeah, I mean, Drew already got through the Chernobyl, so now he's got to get to outer space because it's way more dangerous out there. Yeah, funny. Japanese man arrested with Wario drugs. I mean, that's the headline of the year, right?
Right.
Yeah. Happens to the best of us. Would you ever play a game like this, man? This big?
No, I can't. It's just too much. It's too much of a time sink.
God bless the people that do, so that Kotaku can write about them and we can be amazed at what they're doing. This and Eve, man. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So one of the guys I met at the wedding shower plays Eve.
Man.
I said, that's amazing. Said, it's too intense for me. Said, yep, I get that.
Did you ask him if he had any plans to like overthrow a government or
No.
still a bunch of spaceships?
It was more like, it was hard to wrap my mind around meeting, like, there are unicorns in my mind.
Right, yeah.
I met a real Eve player.
They do exist.
They do. It's the same way as when you like run into somebody that's like a fan of Five Finger Death Punch or Nickelback or something. Where you're like, wow, really? Like, and ironically, you like them? Okay. I thought people just paid money to have them on radio and in commercials. Like, you really, like, you look forward to their last album, huh? Okay. Every now and again, you'll hear somebody that's like, yeah, I got tickets to better than that. I'm like, dude, you might want to keep that to yourself. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was being an asshole. It's all for the jokes. So yeah, that's going to be it for the news this week. Dustin, are we going to do trivia or are we going to talk about YouTube?
Let's do YouTube first.
Yeah, okay, switch it up. I like that. So, Dustin, let's talk about our YouTube channel of the week.
YouTube channel of the week. Week. So we're going to feature a channel called Burst Review.
Okay.
And Burst Review is almost entirely a firearms review channel.
Okay.
He has a couple of cool videos up there. But the one that caught my eye was he did a video on the guns of Resident Evil 2 Remake in real life.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I saw Kevin, Canadian correspondent, tweeting about getting Resident Evil 2 remake for Father's Day, and he's loving it.
Yeah,
So,
he said he loves it.
Most people, it's had overwhelming positive reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of guns are in Resident Evil 2?
So I think, if memory serves, he showed off the H&K VP70, which is the gun that Leon starts with.
Is that like a handgun? You're going to have to give some layman terms in here.
So that is the kind of compact,
even lamer.
Carry that.
Right. Remember, I haven't played that game even, so just give me like.
It's a tiny handgun.
Okay, thank you.
That's magazine fed. It's an automatic.
Okay.
And he did a variation of Claire's firearm, which is a revolver.
Okay.
A J-frame revolver that she uses.
Movie references are acceptable, though.
Oh, okay. He had a M9 Beretta, which is the handgun that a lot of cops carried for a while before Glocks became popular.
Yep. I shockingly know that one.
They're dual wielded a lot in John Woo movies. He had an MP5, which is the submachine gun that you see like Navy SEALs carry them. They have the collapsible stock.
Oh yeah. Okay.
9mm. And I think
I was picturing an Uzi when you first said it.
Yeah,
that's not
kind of.
But the Uzis, I'm thinking of the '80s ones that John Carpenter had, not ones that had like a stock on the end of it that actually.
Right. But SF guys did use Uzis at one point. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
They upgraded to the HK MP50.
How about that?
And lastly, the Desert Eagle, I think, is what he showed off, which is a handgun that's giant.
Oh, okay. Like, so we're RoboCop now.
Kind of, yeah.
Without the movie RoboCop, but a big ass fucking gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a buddy of mine had one of those, and I locked the slide to the rear, and the size of the weapon was the size of my forearm.
Oh my God.
Like it's a big.
It's a handgun.
Yeah.
That's something else. That's cool.
But yeah, I went to see if he had any other video game related stuff on there, and he must just be a Resident Evil fan because he was like, or he saw that was trending, and he was like, oh, I have those guns.
Did he do any
those views?
Did he do any demos or anything? Or
was it just? Shot them.
Oh, okay, cool. Now, can you compare the video game sound? Did they get the sound right? Or has it been too long? Huh? Like, I've seen car video games.
I don't know if it got that granular, yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, did you notice? Like, did it sound like the guns from the game? I'd just be interested to see if the sound designer did that. Okay.
Yeah, especially the empty casing. In the video game, when the empty casing hits the floor, it sounds like an actual empty casing.
Okay. So there's some good sound design there.
Yeah.
I forget the car game franchise, and I don't even remember if it was PC or console, but in high school, there was a game that touted the most realistic sounding vehicles. Like, it really sounded like a Lamborghini. It didn't sound like a video game rendition of it.
Yeah.
I do not remember that series at all.
Was it Gran Turismo?
I have no idea.
You couldn't even,
no.
Like, even if you heard the name.
I don't think it was Gran Turismo. But I feel like what I do remember, it was more like a cruising type of a game.
Okay.
But it had like Lamborghinis and Ferraris and stuff, and that's not Gran Turismo, is it? Isn't that more like just NASCAR?
Yeah. No, it's all over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My only exposure to Gran Turismo is the dudes that lived across the street from me my senior year of college were obsessed with it. But they also were in a NASCAR, so all I saw them do was play Gran Turismo that I thought was only NASCAR up until right now.
Oh, man. No, you start off with, like, you can drive like a Honda Civic. And you can, like, win races with your Honda Civic until you make money.
I don't get Gran Turismo. I don't know. It's too. I don't. I'm never gonna like it because I thought it was NASCAR. I'm never gonna get over that. I want to drive a Honda
Horizon instead.
I was gonna say I'll play Horizon. I've got Civics in there, so. Which I've reinstalled. I've been tinkering around with Horizon 4 because they released that Lego patch.
Cool.
But I'm spending all this time trying to play it in a different area of my house than I want to without disconnecting my Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Not working for me. It's too much of it. Like Celeste, I can stream to my PC in my bedroom, and it plays perfectly. Like there's a low enough amount of latency that I can play that game. It like forces too much. It's just it stutters. It like gets super pixelated. It freezes. It's just
the soundtrack is just too good.
It's pretty much. But yeah. So sorry to derail us there.
No, that's all.
But
I'm glad you finally know that it's not just NASCAR now.
Yeah. God. I mean, I really thought that, or like I thought that there might be some Formula One type stuff, but I thought it was just hardcore on a racetrack. That's it.
Man, that's crazy.
Is it not? It really isn't.
Yeah.
So I'm still picturing a Honda Civic in a NASCAR race. I'm. Are there like open world elements?
Not in the earlier ones.
Okay.
But they had like other racetracks.
Okay.
And like maybe some like on street stuff. I only really played the third one.
Okay.
That's the only one I really got into.
What?
And even that one I didn't get that into.
They were playing on PS2, and it would have been around 2004, 2005, whatever that one would have been.
So yeah, it was probably probably Gran Turismo 3.
Okay. Yeah, that's so funny. You think you know. Cool. So yeah, go check out Burst Review. I'm sure that's a relation to the burst of a gun.
Yeah, like burst mode.
Yeah.
3-round burst.
Yeah, the 3-round burst. That's what I was thinking of. I only know that from video games, so sometimes I'm not sure if that's the correct vernacular or not.
Burst mode is the worst.
It sucks to shoot.
Yeah.
Why would they stick with it then?
Honestly, don't know. Like semis, unless you're using like a belt-fed weapon, you don't need anything faster than semi-automatic.
That makes sense. Just trigger shot and just pull quickly, right?
Yeah. Because you can pop them off real quick and you can do it way more accurately. Full auto is going to make you dance all over the place.
Yeah. That's what video games have taught me. I'd assume it's the same in real life.
And burst is just the terrible in between.
Okay. I've only shot a handgun. It was a day of shooting, but it was only one time shooting a handgun. And I've shot shotguns. And otherwise, I'm still scared of guns. I do not like them. They're fun, but they scare the shit out of me. Them and motorcycles. I don't know if I'll ever fully get over being terrified of motorcycles.
Oh, man. What if I showed up?
I was going to say, I'm going to win one and like somehow feel like I can't give it away.
I'm going to mount a gun to your motorcycle. You won't be able to go around it.
You know what? If you do that, I will get over my fears. I'll get a Keanu Reeves motorcycle style helmet that was like old style and
yeah,
start driving around like a badass. I'll get my carry conceal. We'll be all good. I won't carry my gun, but I'll get the carry conceal if you bring one to me on a motorcycle.
There you go.
I'll get you halfway there. So yeah, go to Burst Review and check out the real guns of RE2 Remake. I know we've definitely got some listeners that, especially in chat when we streamed over live on YouTube instead of just doing the archives over there. But we've had some gun enthusiasts like that have been surprised like that you'll like pull your gun out like on stream or whatnot. But it's cool. So I know people out there are going to, some of our listeners are definitely going to enjoy checking out Burst Review. So good deal. All right, Dustin, are you ready to try to show people how smart you are with useless video game knowledge?
Thargoids.
Yep. That was weird. I think you're going to get this one, man.
Okay.
Maybe not. I only say that because I saw what game it's from. Okay, in the 1998 game, Dustin, Metal Gear Solid, or in the 1998 game, Metal Gear Solid, what is the name of the rogue Black Ops unit that is led by Liquid Snake?
Foxhound.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Nice. Little hesitation. You knew that. Never would have got that. Never would have got that. Excellent job, Dustin. So, that brings your... You now are over 500, man.
Yes.
You are... So, yeah. 293. Foxhound. Correct. Boom. So, we have done 9 questions so far. These have been excellent questions. Again, I wish I could see a manufacturer. It's called the Gaming Room Retro Video Game Quiz, and it's like a deck of 50 cards. Let me see if I can get any sort of a manufacturer. They do have weird stuff. It's definitely European produced. It was made in China. Professor Puzzle Limited in Chicago printed these. I don't know.
I hope I don't end up with like ZX Spectrum questions.
You might. It's possible. It would be unfair, but they've spelled. They said like Mega Drive instead of Genesis and something, or they maybe had color with a U. I don't. There was some indicator that was like, oh, whoa, this is definitely printed here, but definitely not designed or whatever, made, created.
So they printed them here, shipped them over. Your mom bought them. They shipped them back.
Shipped them back. Yeah. 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 Cool. Those are fun. I would be under 500, so I'm glad you're doing that, not me. All right, man. So we've been playing some video games this week. You've got a big one to talk about. Bloodstained was released, so yeah, I didn't mean to unbury the lead there, but yeah, you've been playing some Sonic and some Bloodstained. So what do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about Sonic first, just because it's a shorter story.
Okay.
So, Sonic Forces, playing on the Switch. First off, that game is good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like that game. Like, I know people love to take a crap all over the Sonic series, but that game is worth playing. It's still Sonic Mania, don't get me wrong, but it's good.
What about Generations? I liked Generations a lot.
If you like Generations, you'll like this one a lot.
What are you doing? Is this PS4?
I'm on Switch.
Oh, okay.
But it's actually Solly's playing it mostly. Occasionally he'll get to something he can't get through. Mm-hmm. But he played 29 of the 30 missions. Like, he's almost got that game beat by himself.
That's rad. He's what, 6? Yeah. 7? 6?
Yeah. 6. He's on the second form of the Death Egg Battle on stage 30.
Okay.
And he's stuck at him, but I keep telling him to keep trying.
God, do you remember the first video game you beat?
Probably Castlevania 2.
Wow. Mine might be Mario 2.
Yeah.
I did Mega Man 2 with my dad, but I don't know the order of when I got those. Yeah, they were so hard to beat back then. I do know that I beat them. No, it definitely wasn't Mario 2. So I'm pretty sure that I beat them in the reverse order. I think 3 was the first Mario I beat, then 2 was the second Mario I beat, and then I finally beat the first one. So that wouldn't make... So that means that Mario 3 would have to be... I don't think that was the first game I beat, though. That had to be some easy, stupid game I beat. I don't know. It's sad I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Like not knowing what your first kiss was or something.
Right.
Like, it's kind of a cool thing to remember. I'm sure if I thought about it real hard, because there's probably only 4 games I beat when I was in grade school, so it couldn't be that long of a list to try to decipher. So Solly's been playing Sonic Forces. He's almost got through it. So do they do that Generations thing where there's like 2D and like old and new Sonic?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you create a character yourself.
Okay.
So it is the 3D Sonic stages, but it's a little bit different. It plays a little different. The mechanics are varied when you're playing the Avatar. You have actually like a gun that runs on the wisps from Sonic Colors, another really good game.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Like Solly's, they call it a wispin instead of a weapon, a wispin.
Okay.
It's a flamethrower.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
in
cool.
a Sonic game? That's wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I know. Am I making this up? Is there a Sonic Mania sequel coming?
I don't know. I hope so.
I definitely hope so as well. I don't know. After Sonic Mania, I'm kind of skeptical on trying any other Sonic games. It was so good.
Right.
But I really did. I love Generations. So yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out. Maybe if I see that on sale or something. There was
it's
a big
cheap. It came out a while ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I just
think
saw.
it predates Mania.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's been a while.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for that. I don't know. I've bought a lot of games lately. My backlog's getting bad. It's getting to the point where it's like, oh shit. I'm buying games before I'm finishing others. It's not good. I'm stuck in a spot in Nier Automata that I need to go to YouTube or figure out or something. Like I very frustrated because it's really early in the game. Like there's something big I'm missing. There's on my map, it'll show two things I need to get to, and I cannot get to either of them. One I can see on the other side of a gate, and I cannot figure out how to get to the other side of the gate. The other, I cannot get into the area. I don't know. It's very frustrating because I want to know what's going on in that game, and I'm hitting this spot where I've spent an hour running back and forth. And it's God damn it. So now I got to go to YouTube and have stuff spoiled because I'm going to accidentally click on the wrong area of something.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. Oh, well. Sometimes you get that in games. Like, what it is.
I would have hit like 10 minutes and I would have been on YouTube.
Yeah. So, I wanted to get it totally blind, and I can't. Like, it sucks. Whatever. Damn it.
You can go back and talk to everybody again. Maybe that's it.
Well, that was the thing is I was going to go back to the camp and just see if I could get another quest or something. Like, and just try that because but I'm in the middle of one and I know I can complete it. Like, it's very, very frustrating. It's an early quest. Like, I know that it is possible to complete at this point with what I have. And I cannot figure out in the world what I'm supposed to do. So, oh well. All right, but Bloodstained.
Bloodstained. It came out.
It finally came out.
It's a thing. I played, so it's good. It's really good. It is Egovania. It's like this close to being Castlevania. Like it's like well, never mind. I won't try to think of anything clever. It's good.
Okay.
It's really good.
The little bits I've seen, I've been impressed with. Remember, I was worried about how it looked a little floaty. It looked a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the positive reaction, but I'm not seeing it that way anymore.
She feels a lot like Alucard from Symphony.
Okay.
But not as floaty. Like, he's really elegant and floaty, but she's a little heavier.
But he doesn't look weird because it's all pixels also. When it is rendered this way, it looks weird when they float more, to me anyways.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it looks more out of place. Or it looks like it's, I don't know, like a puppet or something.
So David Hayter does some of the voice work for this game.
Really?
David Hayter, Solid Snake, David Hayter. And I was listening to one of the characters, and I was like, that might be David Hayter. I'm not sure. It sounds good. Like, all the voice work is good so far. But then, like, the main title comes up, and it's just like Bloodstained, and he sounds exactly like Solid Snake.
Oh, that's awesome!
Like, it is Solid Snake voice. Period. It's awesome.
I love that it's like another. It's almost like a jab at Konami.
Mm-hmm.
To replace Solid Snake, do a Solid Snake voice in a game that Konami won't make that everybody wants.
Yeah. But, so, if you do pick this up, I'm going to warn you right now, the first hour or so, there's a lot of cutscenes and talking. From what I understand, that stops after the first hour. So if you can just get through the first hour, and you can, like, X through all the dialogue. Like, I read it much faster than they acted, of course.
Sure.
So I'm like, I just X through it as I read it.
Okay. That's not bad. An hour is reasonable to push through, but it does... a game I'm playing right now is putting me through that. And I'm really hoping the dialogue stops. Because I've heard this game's incredible, and there's a lot of fucking talking for a side-scrolling platformer. Keep your words out of my platformer, you know?
We need to open up a merch shop for all the ideas we have like that.
That'd be a fun t-shirt.
Yeah. Keep your words out of my platformer.
I'm serious, though. I really hate... It shouldn't bug me as much as it does. So, that's cool that she feels good. And I also, I don't know, what weapons have you got so far? Or what spells have you unlocked so far?
So you start out with Kung Fu shoes and a knife.
Okay.
And the Kung Fu shoes, you kick stuff, and the knife, you stab stuff.
Is it like the knife that you get early in... Don't you get a knife right out of the gate in Symphony? Does it feel a lot like that?
It's a lot faster.
Okay.
It's a lot faster. I also got a short sword. I got a claymore. And before you get out of the first area, you get a whip.
Thank God.
Ego. You my homie.
That's I almost asked about the whip, and that's when I stopped and said, so what weapons have you got?
Yeah.
Because I realized that maybe you hadn't received a whip yet. The one I saw was like a greenish whip, which was wild. So
I wonder if it's a thorn whip like from Simon's Quest.
It looked more like a lightsaber whip, honestly.
Ooh.
I don't know if it is, but to try to give you the aesthetic of it, it was like a glowy green, turquoise green kind of whip. That was pretty cool. Sweet. I was watching a little bit of Zarek's archive, some of his gameplay. So
cool.
And he had it. It looked cool, man. Now, this is $60, right? Because I didn't back it. So if I were to go to PS4 store, would it be $60 for me to buy this?
I don't know. I did back it, so it did cost me $60.
But did you get that? When did you get on PS4?
Mm-hmm.
So did you get that like black exclusive?
Yeah,
that thing looks cool. Do you have it with you?
I do. I can grab it right here.
Yeah, grab it.
Yeah.
So I saw. Well, Dustin's grabbing it, so we can show the people on YouTube and Twitch and all that. It's like this black cool special edition PS4 case. I'm assuming it's that way for all the other iterations, but I
kept the cardboard box too.
Oh, smart man! Especially because it's colored like that. If in like high school art class, you may have been exposed to this, where you're handed this black. It's not like a canvas, but there's like an ink over the piece of cardboard, and then you like scratch into the ink to remove like a silver layer underneath it, and so you like do like a negative sketch. That's what I saw. I think that's what this looks like. Yeah, it's kind of like hologrammy, metally. Mm-hmm. And what's her name? Oh, Miriam. They even have like the whip cracking. So is that? Go to the front again. It is. Oh, that's sweet. So her whip is going from like off of the front of the case, around the back, and looping back on the front, and it just all ties together in a real slick way. That's rad, man.
And on the back it says Bloodstained campaign backer.
That's cool. Let's go to eBay and see what you won't sell that for.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There's the actual.
Now, did they go real hardcore? Is that also a reversible PS4 cover?
I don't think so. I think it's the normal. Yeah, the normal.
Yeah. I love reversible. I think that's super fun.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Even if I'm like my Hacker's Blu-ray is like that. It has a reversible cover on it.
I almost always flip it to the other one. I know that
Yeah.
there's definitely some DS game. There was a DS game. I think I did that too. I don't know. There's been several. I'm not gonna look through my game collection for it, but it's yeah. I love that stuff. The neat thing about the reverse covers. Oh, my Horizon Zero Dawn has a really cool one. It's cool because they don't muck it up with all the stuff that are required by retailers. So you like won't have the UPC logo. It'll just be like clean artwork, which is really fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be eye catching. It can just be cool. So yeah, awesome. How many hours are you into the game so far?
About one, really.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't put
So
too much time in it
just
all.
first impressions. So you're just to where it's going to get good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think I made it past all the dialogue.
Zarek has like 16 hours or so into it. I wonder how long it takes to beat it straight through. Did you just see?
Yeah, it was a little bunny.
I've got lots of bunnies. It's a good thing I don't have a garden. I think I had like a really dumb cardinal or there is one that's living in my bush here for 2 days in a row. It kept running into my door back here, like trying to fly into my house, like into the glass. It was a really pretty bird. It was this bright red cardinal and dumb as all hell. I was like,
Maybe he was trying to fight the other bird.
oh, they're just trying to take over my house.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah, I got rabbits. Lots of them. What are you gonna do? Better than
Go grab it, eat it,
they're too fast. They are tasty.
throw something at it.
I'm not as accurate as it once was back in my high school glory days, Dustin. Have you ever had to skin a rabbit?
No.
My grandpa made me skin a rabbit with him. I don't know. It's probably in 4th grade. I don't know, 10 or 11 years old, something like that. And he and my uncle went hunting. They got rabbits, and he cleans them at home. And so he'd make me hold the legs out while he ripped the skin off it. And like as a kid that's not into hunting, it was like, oh, this is so gross.
I imagine it's really hard.
Yeah.
Pulling all the skin off.
It's not that bad. It couldn't be that hard. Like for me, my memory of it was tough, but I was 11. I'm not strong. It can't be that tough if a kid can brace it up enough. One of the worst things was my uncle. I forget I don't think it was this time that they made me help clean, but he missed a bit and just shot the face of one clean off. Like,
oh,
just like,
jeez,
knocked the face off. It was so gruesome to see, dude. It wasn't like a blown up head. It was like a hacksaw, just like, zzz, like.
Oh man,
It was wild. Yeah. So Bloodstained, killing rabbits. Yeah, speaking of Bloodstained. Now, I know you've got positive things to say about it. I'm hearing lots of good things in general, though.
Mm-hmm.
I know Happy Console Gamer was really happy about it. The bit I watched this Eric, he wasn't yelling at the game, so I take that as
that's a bit of a change.
I'm teasing Eric. I don't know. It's cool to see that it's being well received. It's cool to see that it paid off for them to take the time that they wanted to. It was fun seeing all the backers holding their stuff up before someone like me didn't get to cut in line from someone like you playing the game. And Kickstarters have done that kind of crap in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you got your product late, but everyone got it super late. So at least you were the first of the late people.
Yeah.
Like, it's impressive that they seem to have pulled this off.
Ego loves video games.
Clearly, I got to see what
Excuse me.
Bloodstained PS4. Let's see if I can go to it's $40, not $60. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
So, the Google results are pretty good from a review standpoint. It's getting a lot of positive buzz. So that's really cool to see. $40, man. Oh, damn it, Dustin. I've bought video games lately. I cannot keep doing this. But that's going on the wish list. If it goes on sale, I'm getting it. Is there anything so far that you're hopeful for? Or is it too early to really even have any complaints about something that feels like it's missing or not right or whatever?
So far, I don't know. I just want to kind of take it in.
Yeah.
I don't really have any expectations.
I saw the level up animation. It looked just like it looked like Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
The menus look like Symphony of the Night. So, yeah, I'm happy for everybody. That's cool. So I have an update. This is specific. Unless are you done? I'm sorry.
I was going to say there's a brand new copy going for $98 right now on eBay.
Of the backer one.
Mm-hmm.
So Dustin's definitely not going to sell it. Like, the more it's worth. Part of that video game 401k. Cool. So don't be a bastard and sell your...
Never.
So I do have an update. So Damez sent us the hacked Gradius III ROM, and I did load it. I think he might have commented. I didn't get a chance to read the comments yet about me updating my Wii or whatever, being scared to.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I'm not connecting that thing to the internet ever again. Period. I don't care if there's no auto update. It's just never getting connected. It works on my Wii emulator, no problem. You just dump the ROM in, and it just worked. But I have a little bit of a problem. I'm really, really, really bad at Gradius 3. So I'm having a hard time getting far enough in to hit the real slowdown parts to be able to, because I have the original ROM as well. What I would like to do is get to a point where maybe I'll just have to save scum it, because I'd like to do a little bit of an A/B comparison in a spot that really slows down heavily.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was placebo or not. It did feel like it ran smoother. I cannot confirm if that's in my own mind or if it really didn't slow down. But I thought that was fun. And then I also downloaded on my phone. Let me see which emulator it is. SNEX 9X emulator on Android. It also worked on that. No problem.
Sweet.
So the ROM seemed to work, Dumbass. But again, I suck, so I'm going to keep plugging away to see if I can confirm that the ROM is not slowing down. Now he did. I think. I don't know. I'm going to stop that train of thought. I think I'm speculating too much. Either way, Gradius 3 works. So Dumbass, thank you very much, man. That's super fun. Very cool. I got Monster Boy on Switch. There was a big sale on the Switch eStore. So this is that. It's called like the Monster Beam or Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom or something like that. I've never really got into the Monster Boy games or the Wonder Boy games, but this is one of the games that the guys at My Life in Gaming rated one of their games of the year, or one of their favorite games they've played in a while. So it was on sale for $10 off, so I picked it up, and the music is incredible. The controls feel great. The sound design outside of the music is good. I love the cartoony look. There's too much damn dialogue, dude. Like, they talk too much. But so far it's fun. It's weird. Like, you start off and you're this guy, and then I get changed. Everybody was changed into an animal by like a dickhead uncle, which I can relate to. I have the most evil uncle of just about anybody. And so this uncle is flying around ruining everybody's lives and changing them into animals. But your protagonist was not changed. But I ended up getting changed into this like fat pig. So it's weird because the gameplay totally changes on you, which has been really fun. You get different abilities and whatnot. So I'm assuming I'll eventually get to a point where I'm going to change into something else, and then I'll have new gameplay mechanics to deal with. But it's a good game. I can see why it's reviewed so highly. I hope it's not too long so that I can complete it. There's something about Switch where I'm more likely to complete games on Switch as well for whatever reason. But yeah, Monster Boy is really good. I'm a few hours into it. So far, I'd recommend it. It's cool.
Sweet.
It's a platformer, but it has too many words. So the next game I picked up, and this is Zarek's review on Twitter, got me to buy the Cadence of Hyrule, the Crypt of the Necrodancer thing. So I've not played this much at all, but I will say it makes one of the strongest video game impressions you're ever going to experience. If you enjoy music and you enjoy Zelda and you enjoy rhythm, like, whoa. It's like the first thing that your ears are exposed to, you're like, ooh, okay. It's really, really cool, man. And also, I don't know how to describe it other than it feels more like a Zelda game than I was expecting. I was expecting more of just like Crypt of the Necrodancer is the roguelike dungeon crawler or whatever. And this kind of feels like I'm like kind of in a Crypt of the Necrodancer translation playing a Zelda game. Also, you can play as Zelda. So that's why I chose Link. So sorry, apparently I'll be sexist or whatever. I chose Link, but they didn't indicate there was any gameplay difference. I don't know if there is or not. But the thing that there's progression. I don't know. There seems to be some exploration to it in a really cool Crypt of the Necrodancer lens.
Cool.
They start off with this. They make you go through calibration, which I think is a wonderful idea. Rock Band and Guitar Hero do that kind of stuff too, to really try to help with latency and whatnot. Because this game is broken if you don't have good input.
Yeah.
Man, it's great. Good start. It's going to be super hard, so I'm not sure I'm going to be physically good enough to beat it. Because I could never beat Crypt of the Necrodancer. What I didn't expect was early on, like there was the Crypt of the Necrodancer theme, like mixed in.
Yeah.
Which really, if you've played that, like will give you chills with how well it's done. Like
cool.
It's awesome. It's fucking great. Like I'm looking forward to playing it, but I'm pretty sure I won't be able to beat it. Well, we'll see. And then lastly, Dustin, the update you talked about on the Konami collections for Contra and Castlevania hit.
Yeah.
And with these added, especially to Contra, like Contra, it's got the same game on there 3 different times now, at certain times, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Show the Contra nerds all the Contra that they can.
Yeah.
So now this collection, all that it did was be more redundant since the update, but I like it more now than before the update. And Castlevania, obviously, I go play Akamaju Densetsu or whatever, however you say it. Sounds perfect. It's so good. The funny thing about the Castlevania games for me is I'll test it out usually for the music, and I will just not put it right down. It just kind of they're great.
Yeah.
Have you dabbled with any of the collection since the update? Have you checked out any of the Japanese versions of stuff?
Not yet. I literally just I saw your note in this.
Oh, okay.
I downloaded it on the PS4.
Cool. It I guess this is to be expected since there was no true English translation. Castlevania 2 Japanese version is not in it.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
I didn't, only because I thought that maybe the dialogue was so important, so it would just be nothing but Japanese dialogue. But yeah, why not just throw it in there?
Why not? Just to do it.
Yeah, okay. What the fuck, Konami?
Yeah, and the Japanese version of the first one is the Famicom version, so you can play in easy mode.
Oh yeah. Oh, you did mention that a while ago when you mentioned the differences about why it's easier on that one. That's awesome. No knockback. What a nice little treat to turn on.
Keep your sub weapon. Keep your double or triple.
Yeah, that's awesome. That feels. Oh, I wish that was the normal mode.
It can be now.
Now it can be, but I'll know that it's not. Which I thought was cool that it came so quickly after release. I would have expected that to take a while. So, who's ever doing the Contra Collection? I guess it's M2 that's probably doing all that stuff, right? Also, you know how I was complaining about the screen options and whatnot? I was thinking more about it, and I'm wondering I'm actually like 1,000,000% positive that they're aware of the complaints that I have. Like, not because they heard it from me, but they're aware. But I'm wondering, you know, when you watch the My Life in Gaming videos and they talk about screen shimmer, and it's caused by pixels not being displayed as intended by modern TVs, I'm wondering if they had a really gnarly shimmer. But I've heard that the shimmer can go away when you add scan lines.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if they went anti-shimmer, and that's why the original isn't stretched, because it would look weird to a trained eye. If you're a nerd about it, I would probably be complaining about how the hell they let that much shimmer in. They should have shrunk it down so that the pixels were appropriate. You know, I'm like, I'd be one of those guys that's never happy. But I'm wondering if that was the reason that happened. Also, remember me telling you that the scan lines had a wavy effect and they looked blotchy? That was because I forgot, again, going back to My Life in Gaming, it was because I had the scan lines on the 1080p TV, and sometimes that gets weird. But when I played it in handheld on 720p, the scan lines look fantastic on the handheld mode. So I bet if I flip my TV to 720p and then display the scan lines, I bet they would look good.
Yeah.
So, put way too much thought into why they didn't give me that resolution. Something to talk about on the podcast. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for the video games that we've played this last week. So, we have a lot of comments to catch up on. We have 2 episodes worth of comments. So, shout out to Dumbass and for Zarek for coming and hanging out and participating. So, do you want me to go through and start reading some Dumbass stuff, and I'll just hand it off to you when I feel like I've read half of this stuff?
Yeah, you want to do 291 first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Dumbass says if we ever do get enough Twitch subscribers or followers or whatever, he'll be happy to give us his Twitch Prime money. So, there's another person. That'd be great.
Sweet.
So, yeah, please give us a follow over on twitch.tv/classicl337. Oh, I had to have read some of these because this is totally one of the things that came to mind. Dumbass says, I'm no bandwagoner either. I've been a huge Keanu Reeves fan ever since Bill and Ted and Point Break and most everything else he did. Yep. Yeah, and then he says, dude. But I figured that maybe that was a mistype or something. Or is he like Bill and Ted, dude?
I think so.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
I need to watch those movies again.
I think Bogus Journey is better than Excellent Adventure.
I always enjoyed the second one more when I was a kid.
Yeah. Alex Winter is the grandma. The evil grandma. That's him in Makeup.
Man. That was grossed me out, that part.
Yeah. Yeah, like really intense. So
Yeah.
But it didn't look like him to me. Good makeup, good grossness there. Yeah, I saw Bogus Journey first though. Do you remember which one you saw first?
Definitely Excellent Adventure.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's the guitars, the guy from, what was it, Die Hard or whatever? Oh, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now. The Romanian guy that plays Death. He's awesome. Primus.
Yeah.
The only, like, Kiss song I've ever kind of liked is...
Yeah. Yeah.
The only disappointing about that God Gave Rock and Roll to Us is the best part is the guitar solos, that when they come back and show everybody how good they are, that's not the original part of the song. Like, that's not... I think that was just added in the movie. I want a version of that song that has that solo and then just kind of fades out when the song ends. Yeah, I like the second one better. But love the first. What do you think, Dumbass? Dumbass also says, here's my stance on the loot boxes and manipulative gambling mechanics. They ought to be rated mature, period, clearly labeled on the box as mature with gambling. This way parents can make an informed opinion. And for adults, it is no one's business freedom, baby. But they are marketing the game. They are marking the games E for everyone and shit and loading it up with gambling. That is not okay. I think most people would agree with that idea. He says, and they don't want to be putting gambling label and mature label. Gee, I wonder why. But the idea of banning is stupid. As much as I hate it and will not buy that crap myself. I think that's totally a great way to handle it.
Yeah.
If you have those mechanics in your game, automatic M.
Yeah.
Which would have hilarious results at first.
Yes.
You know, like you'll see Animal Crossing will be labeled M.
Yeah.
So maybe not. I don't know. I've never played Animal Crossing. Dumbass says, I got no use for the Castlevania or Contra collections. I got my EverDrive and a real CRT. Don't even bother with the bullshit digital-only versions. However, if they print off a game card that I can safely know that I can pop into my Switch 30 years from now, then I'd be happy to buy one. This is truly the kind of thing that I would want physical, but it is no use for me digital. Fair enough.
I picked them up digital in hopes that they would bring them to physical.
Like showing the support, like vote with your wallet kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe they'll be like limited run. We're gonna make
right
this many, and like that. The book that comes on the game is an actual book.
Like that, they could just sell that. I'll buy just that alone.
But like the whole shebang, like the collector's edition has the book and the game.
For the, I mean, I'm a Contra dork, like so the collector in me would get that. So yeah, I would definitely do that. Yeah, I'm with you. I feel obligated to buy these collections because it was good, so I bought it for that reason. Or because the games are good and I want them to do. It was good that they re-release this stuff, is what I mean.
Yeah,
not just it's good, just because it's good. So Dumaz also says, okay, so got more to go. He says, you got to get Gunlord on Switch. If you like Contra, if you like Turrican, if you like Rendering Ranger R2, I'm not sure what that is. It's for the Super Famicom. He said you got to get Gunlord. It was made in 2012 as a new Dreamcast and Neo Geo indie game. The definitive version on Switch is out now and it totally rocks. He says there's big levels to explore. You find all the continues and freemans and huge bosses and awesome music. Totally awesome, smooth gameplay. Check out the reviews and you will be sold. I actually own a sealed first print collector's edition Dreamcast version. I've not opened yet.
Sweet. So that's awesome that you have that Switch version out of play.
Hell yeah.
Just keep it sealed.
Yeah, it was like when you'd buy comic books back in the day and you'd buy two so you can keep one in the bag. Or one sealed.
That way it can be worthless in 20 years.
Yeah. God. Someday Superman Coming to Life is going to pay off. For all 3 million of us that still have this sealed. So here's the last one I'll read. Then you can start with Dumbass and just go north from there. He says, we all love double jump, right? And Ori and the Blind Forest has a triple jump, right? Well, this new Switch game has 5 jumps. It's called Lapis X Labyrinth. Check it out. It's in our description. I forgot to check it out in the beginning, but definitely go check out this Lapis Labyrinth. I don't want to click on it, Dustin, because it'll muck the audio.
Okay.
I had butter buns in last week's episode.
Right.
Just briefly. She's like, hi, guys. Or something like that. So, Yeah. So I guess you can bail on that, Dustin. Let's just get to Zerk's comment.
Zero?
Unless.
Okay, good, because I don't see any other dumbass comment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So I thought you were trying to click on that video to see what Lapis and Labyrinth is.
Mm-mm.
My bad. Yeah, take it from Zarek. We're good.
All right. Zarek says, I understand the Twitch thing. YouTube hates streamers anyway. I've been doing some
you're
testing.
going that direction. I'm sorry. Let me pull that one up. I was on the one. I'm in the new YouTube format, so I was reading comments like earliest to newest or oldest to newest. So I was reading low to high.
Okay.
I don't know how yours are displaying. Isn't it weird that our comments have the whole time we've done this podcast have always displayed differently to each other?
Yes. It's so weird.
I don't care which one you read. I just was hard.
Let's see. YouTube hates streamers anyway. I've been doing some testing and YouTube is 100% hiding streams. It's hard to find a stream organically now. You have to manually select live. Even search a game's name and live stream doesn't show them that much. So I'll be doing streaming on 3 or 4 platforms at once soon. At least until YouTube stops hiding streams or they cancel streaming altogether. Who knows?
It'd be a bummer because he's done really. He's one of the few people that seems to be doing decent.
Yeah, he's growing.
He's growing crazy from streaming.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. With YouTube is so unreliable nowadays.
It is.
It might be a good idea just to bail anyway.
It's kind of fun, but yeah, it sucks, man. It's not what it once was.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Where did I stop? I think I know why you don't hate Star Wars and Game of Thrones recent things. Maybe you just live in each moment. Game of Thrones season 8-3 through 8-6 was rambling, incoherent mess. Every moment was only possible within only that moment. It was like watching 100 parallel universes or something.
Could be.
I forgot about Eight-Legged Freaks. I liked it as well. The title tells you everything about how you should watch the movie. You may not like Fifth Element. You don't seem to like action movies with goofy things. The Fifth Element is insanely good, but it goes from very serious to WTF is happening levels of goofy. The movie is basically John McClane in the future. Goofy stuff happens. Serious stuff happens. Ruby Rod happens.
I mean, I've got to watch this. I got to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
It's only an hour and a half of my time. Man, I got to figure out what Ruby Rod is. So,
he's the greatest character ever.
Oh, you know, I was picturing the fat lady from Mario Brothers movie. That had like the red dress.
It's not unlike that.
Okay, oh, there you go. All right. And I like Chris Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
He's in it.
He is.
It's not that I hate goofy things. I'm disappointed I come across that way. But that's how I come across. So, all right. Good stuff. Okay. So what else we got?
That's all I got on mine.
That's all you see, huh?
Yeah.
What about 292?
Let's see. 292. I got a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm seeing all comments.
Oh, okay.
So
are you on the?
I just click comments on the dashboard, and then they all.
I go episode by episode.
It's crazy. That's how we miss comments.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Get your comments in while you can, or Dustin's gonna skip it.
All right. So you want me to just do the rest of these?
Yeah. Go for all 292.
Okay. I'll go bottom to top because I'm doing newest first. So, Demes says, so we all love. Oh, we already read that. Zarek says, is YouTube hiding someone from me? Says there's one comment, but I see nothing. I'm with you, man.
Sometimes we see that. Like, it'll say one comment, and we'll check. What's weird is we'll go into, like, the held for review and likely spam stuff, and it says 0. There's nothing in there. And it'll still say, maybe, like, someone added something and deleted it.
Maybe.
It's the only thing I can think of.
Maybe so.
Or they wouldn't even let us try to approve it. It was such, like, gnarly spam that they're like, nope.
You guys don't even want to see this. Don't even.
Trust us. This is one time you won't be mad.
I was gonna play it on my phone, but it'd take me too long. Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Cuphead and Tesla. I knew there was a reason I've been holding off on playing the game. I have to get it on the best console of all time, the Tesla car.
That is the best console of all time.
Yeah.
And it's in the console. So it's a pun. So it's perfect. It's everything you could ever want.
Console. It always cracks me up. That's the way Hugh says console. No, he doesn't say console. He says council.
Oh, okay.
What is it?
Well, it's normally a game console, like with our accent. So he like counsels people.
Now I don't remember what he says, but it's funny. Whatever he says, it's funny.
Jeremy on the Cartoon Retrocast used to do that. The way he'd say adult, he'd always adult.
Yeah.
It always, and he'd say it like at least once an episode. It always stood out to me. or like Colin Moriarty, like the way he says thing. He says thing. Always stands out to me. He like has a weird slur with thing. Like I really love listening to his retro podcast with his brother. So the word thing comes up a lot because they're talking about things, but he always says thing. It's a really weird like
it's cool
quirk. I gotta remember
when people say important.
Oh yeah, when they make that second to last T stand out.
Yeah, important.
English is weird. Accents are weird.
Zurich goes on to say that Shenmue betrayal. Wow, I'm so glad good guy Iga didn't sell out. He's totally pro-consumer. He loves us because we helped give him his dream. He said in the description of one of his videos that he's trying to emulate a certain company with a red bird for a logo.
Is that CD Projekt?
He's trying to emulate a certain company with a red bird for. I don't know. Maybe I'd have to.
Who's a red bird logo?
I don't know.
I feel like, but Zarek's saying this like it's so obvious. We definitely know who this is.
Is it Konami?
It's got I guess Konami could be. No, CD Projekt Red is a red bird. I just googled it. It's got to be CD Projekt. Dude, if I pulled that out of my butt, I'm gonna be very impressed with myself. That was a nice little lucky guess.
Yeah.
But there's totally a red bird in their logo. They're very pro-consumer, CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
I mean, I've read the note. Oh, yeah, I gave that to my buddy. Shit. The thank you note that you got when you bought The Witcher was really cool.
Cool.
It was like a really nice... Yeah. So, sorry. So, on to Iga being pro-consumer.
I just recently noticed that in the description of the DLC in Steam, he mentioned Corporate Commander. Good guy Iga is amazing. Sorry, I've been missing the streams live. The times just haven't lined up, but I'll be watching the post afterwards if I miss it live.
Cool. Thank you.
What do you mean it's not John Wick? Don't you crush my dreams? All right, I'll compromise. Johnny Utah? What's he referencing there?
Oh, Johnny Utah is Point Break.
Yeah, I know that, but like...
Oh, I think... wouldn't it... I took that as when you said it's not John Wick in Cyberpunk.
Oh, okay.
Like we were joking about the whole Cyberpunk. Maybe not. I don't know. Clarify that. I thought that's what I took it as when we were
like when Keanu Reeves is in Cyberpunk. It's not John Wick.
You were like it's not like he's a character in. Like everyone's like Keanu Reeves. Yeah. Is in Cyberpunk, not Keanu Reeves is playing a character in Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And yeah. Let's say that it is Johnny Utah and we'll pretend that we understood what he was talking about there.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's hard. We forget what we talked about.
Yeah. It's been a while. I've slept since then. He goes on to say, play Cadence of Hyrule, sit on the Gerudo Valley music area and just listen to the music for like 10 minutes. Play Bloodstained. Do it now. Do it now.
Do it now. Get to the chopper.
Yeah.
Yep, dude, you got me to play Cadence of Hyrule, so thank you. It was his review on Twitter. I was like, all right. Luckily, though, I've forgotten to redeem my Nintendo eShop points for buying digital games.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like 840 points in there. So it was $8.40 off for Cadence.
Awesome.
I was like, all right, nice. Thanks, Nintendo. That just shows I spent too much.
Demez says the best place to be is here. The best time to be is now. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
Thank you,
Bill
dumbass.
and Ted.
The wisest words. No wonder they like. It's funny. It seems so ridiculous that that the world adopted Bill and Ted to pull them out of the shit the world was in, right? Like, they fixed the world. Keanu Reeves is slowly fixing the internet. So maybe Bill and Ted 2 was super prophetic. And Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves really will just be our presidents in the future.
I don't want one of them to be vice president. I want them both to be president.
Oh, okay. Yes. Dual president makes way more sense than our current system. I love how Joe Rogan talks about it. He's like one person for all of it. Really, is that really the best thing? One person? I don't care who it is. And I was like, oh, totally see your point on that one, man. Like, so yeah, cool. Dumbass, totally agree.
He says, Scott, when you hook up your Wii to the Wi-Fi, it'll ask you if you want to update. Say no, you're good. Or instead, you can just download emulator updates on your PC and copy them to SD card manually. Another way is you can run the Wii app called FTP.
Great.
That's FTPII. That's really good branding. And you can transfer everything over FTP, so you don't need to pull the SD card out.
That's slick.
Ask me if you need any advice on this. Also found the TG16, TurboGrafx 16 emulation on the Wii is not good. Some games work, but a lot work with no sound. Ooh, no.
I was hoping he was going to say, do this, and it'll start working. Unfortunately, he just confirmed I have the same problem. Oh, well, I guess I'll just buy the Mini.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, darn.
Just buy Turbo Duo. And all the good games.
Well, then I gotta... No.
It only costs you like $6.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dustin. I do like the idea of getting TurboGrafx 16 accessible. Like, I definitely am gonna like a lot of those games. So I really need to get a platform that I can play those on that's reliable.
Just think of all the eBay bucks you'd have after that.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I'll spend. You're right. If I did get a Turbo Duo, I would get an EverDrive. Like, they have those for that, don't they? I'm pretty sure they do.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure
that sounds right. I'm pretty sure.
The message talked about them, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the Mini also sounds pretty fun. Like, I'm one of the few people I think that the Mini hits the sweet spot for, because as a kid, I really lusted after one. The commercials were awesome. I really wanted one. Never got one, and yeah, I can play them all on the internet. It would be fun to feel like I finally got a TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah.
And if you give a thumbs up on the collection, that's good enough for me.
I wonder if they've updated any. I need to keep track of that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll notice as they come out. So, all right. So we got a couple more comments here. And we will wrap it up.
He says, Kid Chameleon is a great choice because the game has over 100 levels. It's fun, but there are no cheats or level skips or password or anything. So with the Genesis Mini, it will have save states. Finally, people will see the end of the game. That's a good point.
That was a big Game Genie game for my buddy. It was getting all the different helmets and stuff. That's a tough game. Mm-hmm. So, very Genesis.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Demes says he did alto sax for 7 years. It's now a classic Yamaha all brass one, like they don't make anymore. It's for sale if you want to buy it.
Dude, man. I mean, the way that people would it was so almost sexual, the way that they would wrap their entire mouths around to get that stupid reed wet. It was never like hot girls doing it. You know, they played flute.
Yeah.
There's always some dude who's like, like Alex Winter's grandma in Bill and Ted too.
Yeah.
So,
So this is actually the first thing I read this morning because I have YouTube Studio on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
It was this comment. I opened my phone and Dumbass says, "Peanut Butter Gamer looks like he stands with an industrial strength fan blog on his back before he films every episode."
He does have some wild hair.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to be as anime as possible with my hair.
I giggled at that first thing this morning.
Yep. So, Dumbass, thank you. Brightened Dustin's morning.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, everyone, that's going to be the show for the week. So, yeah, appreciate everybody checking out the episode. I do want to mention that we do have Amazon affiliate links if you want to help support the show financially. We do have a little bit of cost associated with the show, so we just like to try to break even with those. So Amazon affiliate links, if you go through those through the descriptions, wherever you're listening to the podcast, and you do buy something at Amazon while you click through our links, we will get a little commission. It's only a little bit, but it all adds up. We don't need a lot of money, but $150 a year really to make us break even. That's always our goal. That's kind of all we need for this. Yeah. And then if you'd like to send us an email, if you have any questions, we can be reached at classicleet@gmail.com. That's classic L337. I'd like to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music. And shout out to Cubby for us using his song Tidal Force as our outro music. Our RSS feed is available at our website, classicleet.com. That's classic L337 once again. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, all that fun stuff. We are on social media. We have the same username, Classic Leet. That's everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. I screwed up. Some of our Twitch links were wrong over the previous 2 episodes and on our website. They're now fixed to the appropriate Twitch link. So if you'd like to help us get to the point where we can get partnered, is it partnered or affiliated? Whatever that first.
Affiliated first.
It's affiliated first?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's when you can get subscribers.
If you'd like to help us get affiliated on Twitch, whatever it is, the first rung. We're trying to gain 50 followers on Twitch. And then if you're able to support us through using your Amazon Prime subscriptions, that would be a super easy way to support the show. And anything that we profit from, I mean, we end up donating anyways or reinvesting in the show. We always take profits and donate some of it. But after costs are covered, if we have a little bit of equipment, we'd put it in the show. We're not putting that stuff in our pockets. So just letting you know where it's going. We do this for fun because that's what it's for. That's going to be it for the show. So everyone, I would like to thank you very much for listening to episode 293 of the Classic Elite podcast. And we'll see you next week for episode 293.
Boosh.
Cyberpunk.